All right. Well, hello there. How are you? How's everybody doing? Good to see you. Or, hang on a second. Don't go away. I have to answer the phone. Hang on. Anyway, so there's a technique that every witch I know does, and if she doesn't, she should. And the first thing you do when you begin to practice witchcraft is to ward your name. You have to place a shield of protection around your name so that if anybody talks about you, whether it be for good or bad, right? So even if somebody hates you and they start talking shit about you, if your name is warded, every time they speak about you, you're going to be blessed, right? There are many ways that you can ward your name, right? You can look this up. And I can post some informational videos about warding your name, like how to do it, if you're interested in warding your name, so that people, um, if anybody mentions you, they can call you the biggest loser on the fucking planet. But if your name is warded, you might win the lottery, because the more hateful people are about you, the more blessed you'll be. It's almost like you want your enemies to talk shit. So remember in the Psalm 23, he prepares a table for me in the presence of my enemies. Okay, so that is the philosophy behind warding your name. And I'm living this right now. My life, once I warded my name, my life just improved. Anybody talk shit about me. So I had another channel before this one, right? And some assholes reported it, and YouTube took the channel down, right? And so I just, made a new channel, and now it's bigger. It's blowing up bigger than the first channel, because these assholes decided to whine about me and report me, right? Because these are adults who can't handle their own business. They have to whine to the hall monitor or the teacher to get people in trouble. And the funny thing is most of these people should have been banished from YouTube for their own behavior, and they're out here bitching about other people when they're worse than anything I've ever said or done. So yeah, thank you. So it's blowing up. I have over 1,000 subs. I mean, in just the last couple of days, I've had a video blow up. It's got 100,000 views. It's got almost 8,000 likes. Right? This is causing my other content to get more notice and traction, and my subscriber count is going up, and all because these assholes decided to be little cunts and whine about me and whine about my channel. So now I'm gonna, like, it's like, if you guys want to fuck with me, like, when I tell people, the reason I tell people, hey, my name is warded. So if you talk shit about me, I'm just going to get a blessing. Something good's going to happen to me because you're a petty cunt. And all of your negative mojo is going to be sent right back to you where it belongs. And the universe will compensate me for my trouble. And that's how wording works. And there's multiple ways that you can do it. You can just write something down, right? Write it down. Write down that your name is protected. And anytime anybody speaks about you, all forms of blessing and money come to you. You have to control your field, right? You have an energetic field, and you have to be in command of that field. So anybody who comes into your field is now in your kingdom. Their activities, as in as much as their behavior, their actions, their words affect you personally, they are prohibited from being a thorn in your side. The reality will, listen, the universe does not respond to begging. It responds to identity, right? When you know who you are and your field, and you exude that in your field, like, that's the energy you give off, that you know who you are, you know where you stand, people will respond to that. People will respond to that. People will treat you the way you tell them to treat you. If you don't go around acting like a victim and begging to be liked by others and hoping people like you, and you just decide, because you are sovereign, made in the image of the Creator, that you deserve to be treated with respect, you deserve love, you deserve, because you know that you treat others with respect, right? Like, you treat others the way you want to be treated. And when you know in your heart that that's your behavior, that that's where you stand, and you seek to always strive to treat others the way you want to be treated, you will be treated the way you want to be treated. Because assholes won't be able to enter your field, and if they try, they'll be blocked, and you will get the blessing. And that's how wording works. So, my new channel is thriving. It's bigger than the other one, the one that these assholes tried to take down, right? I got a promotion and a raise, and my life is just, it's turning around, and it's amazing now. It's amazing. Bowl here. The trick is to just word your name. Stand in your power. Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Always believe in your power and your ability to accomplish anything that you set out to accomplish. This is the essence of magic. If you're going to do magic, if you're going to do witchcraft, then you do it to bless and protect yourself and those you love, right? When you do witchcraft to bring harm to other people or to have power over others, then you are doing black magic. And that shit will come back to haunt you in bad ways. So, I only do witchcraft for my own benefit. I do witchcraft to bless myself and to protect myself. I'm not trying to have power over other people. I am, however, trying to keep other people from having power over me. And that's important, right? So when you understand the concept of energy, quantum mechanics, quantum physics, the quantum realm, the quantum field, and you realize that you can only create from the quantum field, right? You can't create from the atomic field. You have to create from the atomic or from the quantum field, right? Because it is the quantum field that creates atomic matter. So everything that you want to manifest in your life is in the quantum field. It's just possibility at this point, because that's what quantum physics is this endless possibility for anything's possible, right? It's like Yeshua said, with God all things are possible, because God creates from the quantum field. Hello, Debbie. So when you create from the quantum field, that's when, and so you have to really understand this. Like, this has to be something that you really, like, you can't, it's not wishful thinking. You're literally creating, you are playing the role of sovereign in your own reality. And you are calling into existence those things which are not. Right? And so this is essentially what witchcraft is. It is working within the quantum field to impact the material and the atomic realm, the atomic field. So you have to set your intention, especially when you're doing rituals. You have to set your intentions, right? Because your thoughts and your emotions are quantum, right? So you set your intentions and then you do your ritual to kind of send a message to the quantum field that you are seeking to manifest, that you are manifesting the thing, whatever it is that you're doing the working for, right? So it's really it's complicated, but it's kind of like playing chess. It takes 5 minutes to learn and a lifetime to master. Witchcraft. So yes, I definitely recommend making quantum mechanics a field of study for you. Oh, well, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. Hello, welcome in. So, yes, because my name is warded. Now, if my haters talk about me, if they think about me, if you think about me, if you're one of my haters and you're sitting there thinking about me, stalking me, posting about me, talking about me, whispering about me, any of that, I'm going to get a blessing. I'm going to be blessed. Good things are going to come, and bad things are coming to the person who wishes ill for me. Because whatever measure you use to judge another is what's coming back on you. Right? Whatever measure, however you... So if you're wishing ill for someone, you're wishing bad things for them, you're seeking to harm them, and they are a protected... They are a protected person. They are divinely protected. That's why you got to be careful what you wish on people. You don't know who's protected. You don't know who's divinely protected. You don't know who has a spirit team and what that spirit team will do to protect their chosen one. You don't know. You got to be careful how you treat people. You might be fucking with royalty in the spiritual realm. You might be coming up against not just the person that you seek to harm, but their entire fucking spirit team. You don't want to fuck with that. The best thing to do is just live your life, mind your own business, and focus on what is important for you instead of worrying about what other people are up to, right? Worrying about what someone else is doing with their life and their time. You should be focused on making your life better, wording your name, walking, taking command of your field, because that includes literally everything that has to do with you. Everything that affects you is in your field. Everything you observe is in your field. And you can impact it by how you view yourself, by the identity that you adopt, that you walk in, right? I am is the name of God. Whatever you say about yourself, you're saying of your Creator. And we speak more with our actions than we do with our words. So you can be like, I am this and I am that. But if you're acting the opposite, the universe, the quantum field is simply going to give you more of what you're doing. Right? Because the universe doesn't give a shit about morals. The universe does not care about your morals. You are the one that cares about your morals. The universe simply creates. The universe is simply creating, always. 24/7, the universe creates. So you have to, that's why shadow work in witchcraft is non-negotiable. You will be surprised at the shit that you will believe that you don't even know isn't even from you. It was lies told to you, and you just accepted it as truth, right? So you have to figure out what's true. Right? And then you have to live in that truth. You have to walk in that truth. You have to command that truth. You have to accept no substitutions, no imitations. If you know who you are, right? And you walk in that, your reality will collapse and shift to reflect your identity, your true identity. Not just what you tell others and what you show others, but what is absolutely true on your deepest core. Who are you really? And is the life you're living really reflect the truth of who you actually are? Are you walking as a genuine person, or are you faking it? Are you pretending to be someone you're not? Are you pretending to be confident while on the inside you're deeply insecure and fearful and full of anxiety? Because that's what the universe views you as. It views you as an anxious person, an angry person. And so it's going to give you all the more reason to be anxious and angry. The more anxious and angry that you are, the more reasons you will have to be anxious and angry and sad and depressed. So you have to adjust. Your external world is never going to change to validate your internal reality. You have to change your internal reality if you want to change your external reality. Straight up. And that's just the truth. So I recommend doing some shadow work, right? There are journals with prompts that you can work with to kind of sort out and root out some of your maybe unconscious or subconscious self-sabotaging beliefs about your life. When you want good things for yourself, but bad things seem to constantly happen, and this creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. So even while you're praying for good things, you're expecting bad things, right? Because on some level, you believe that you are a victim, or you are, unworthy of the good things that you want for yourself, right? So, hello, Suzanne. So you have to decide who you are. Like, it's really on you to decide. Now, do you honestly believe that you were born sinful? Do you honestly believe that? Because I don't. I don't believe for a second that anyone is born sinful. Children are born helpless and innocent. They have no sin. Children have no sin. So any religion or uh, system which tells you that children are sinful is part of a system that believes that children can be sacrificed to God. But isn't it funny that the elites who actually eat children because children are innocent, and they try to take in that innocence so they can ward off the inevitable consequences of their evil, right? So killing children, because killing innocent people, I mean, that's the whole religion of Christianity, and the crucifixion of Jesus is predicated on the idea of killing an innocent person somehow imparts righteousness, and it doesn't. It doesn't. So the moment you stop believing that you're a sinner, that some of your actions could be wrong, your actions could be you could be engaged in sinful acts and not be a sinner. You only engage. Let's think about this. Imagine all the bad things in the world. Imagine if they happen because we are born into a system that tells us that we're sinners. You tell a child they're born in sin, they're going to grow up and act like that. But if because if you need the promise of heaven or the threat of hell to do the right thing, then you're just a shitbag on a leash, aren't you? So everything about Christianity that tells you that if you don't accept Jesus, that you're going to hell, and this forces you to set aside logic and reason and common sense to believe a theology which is so full of fucking holes and does not bear up under scrutiny. Why do you think the church tells you not to question? Your brother just reported me for no reason. Did he say why? Did he say why? Who's your brother? That's weird. That's okay because my name is worded. And honestly, I'd like to win the lottery. I'd really like to win the lottery. He's 8 years old. Well, he shouldn't be. My stream is not for kids, so if your brother is on my stream, he shouldn't be. I said in the beginning before the stream started that my stream is not for children, so 8-year-olds shouldn't be hanging out on my stream. So tell him hi, sweetie. So If you tell a child that they are born sinful and raise them to believe that, and raise them to believe that they cannot act to save themselves, they're hopeless, right? If they don't believe in this man, this man who died for their sins, they can't get into heaven. And the thing that irritates me about this is that that's literally not what Jesus taught. What the church put out for everybody to believe is not what Jesus actually taught. And unless you can accept that the church is a lie, and then you go back and you actually look at Yeshua's teachings and actually do what he said to do, and ask and pray for revelation of the truth of who Yeshua actually is. If you just go on this premise, right, you just follow this, then yeah, you're gonna have a miserable fucking life. You're gonna be miserable. First of all, what kind of God? Let's just talk about this. What kind of God claims to be love? Claims to be love. And yet, the Old Testament is full of genocide and rape and cruelty, and all committed by this God of love. Something's very off. And Yeshua, when he came to point this out. And so they killed him. Because he flat out told the Pharisees, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, the ruling elites, that their father was Satan. And 2,000 years later, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. You got to get Jesus out of the church in order to understand what he was trying to tell you. You got to leave the church. You got to completely reject everything Paul taught in his letters to the churches. You have to reject that. You have to know right now, and you have to decide right now, like I did back in 2012, 2011, that the Apostle Paul was the Antichrist and the enemy of Yeshua. And everything he taught about how to be saved is a lie. He is the yeast of the Pharisees that Jesus warned about. Paul was a Pharisee and a Roman. The two groups that plotted to murder Jesus. And you guys are all just doing whatever Paul says. And believing whatever Paul says. Paul was a member of a tribe that got exiled in Judges, the book of Judges, chapter 21. A bunch of men from Benjamin raped and murdered the concubine of a Levite priest. She just happened to be Judean. Jesus was Judean. So the tribe of Benjamin, to which Paul belonged, according to his own admission, was exiled from Israel. And later, Paul would be exiled by the Jewish followers of Jesus, and he would go to the Gentiles and tell them a bunch of shit, a bunch of lies, because they were all pagans. And they did not know the truth. They did not know anything about Israel's history. They didn't know who Paul was. They just accepted what he had to say. But what Paul taught is not what Jesus taught. And if you actually claim to know the Lord, you should know this. And you really should do your homework. If you claim to know and love the Lord, then you should know what he actually intended you to know. And the thing that he intended you to know was that the church, which would be founded in his name and used to enslave others is not what Yeshua intended. Just straight up.